Why do some men seem to have an unexplainable charm, while others struggle to keep her attention? Imagine if you could unlock 9 proven strategies that make you the kind of man she admires, craves, and can't stop thinking about. These aren't just random tips, they're rooted in timeless principles that work. And here's the kicker. Number 6. It's most powerful. It could change everything for you. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what it takes to become inevitably loved. I still remember one particular evening that changed how I understood attraction and connection forever. I was at a professional networking event, surrounded by people from all walks of life. I wasn't there to impress anyone, just to meet a few contacts and enjoy the evening. Yet something unexpected happened. Everywhere I went in that room, people seemed drawn to me. Strangers approached me to start conversations. I noticed women glancing my way, intrigued, while even the most confident men seemed to acknowledge my presence with respect. By the end of the night, someone finally asked, "What is it about you? You have this energy that's impossible to ignore." At first, I didn't have a clear answer, but as I reflected, I realized there was nothing accidental about it. Studies show that humans are wired to respond to certain qualities: confidence, emotional stability, and authenticity among them. Without realizing it, I had embodied principles that tapped into these instincts, creating a natural pull that others couldn't resist. And here's the truth. This isn't some innate talent or special gift. It's a set of strategies that anyone can learn. Today, I'll be sharing 9 of these strategies, each rooted in timeless Stoic principles. Pay close attention to number 6. It's the most powerful, and it could redefine how you approach attraction and connection moving forward. Before we proceed, if you're new to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. By subscribing, you're encouraging me to keep creating valuable content that will help you become the man you were always meant to be. Now let's get started. 1. Cultivate unshakable self-love. Before anyone can love you, you must first love yourself, truly and unconditionally. And I'm not talking about just feeling good about your strengths, but accepting your flaws, embracing your growth, and recognizing your own worth. A man who loves himself is magnetic. Why? Because he doesn't seek validation from others. He's already complete, already whole. For example, when you see someone who walks through life with unshakable self-respect, who knows his value without needing anyone to remind him, how does that make you feel? You admire him. You want to be around him. His sense of self-love radiates confidence, and it's impossible to ignore. This isn't arrogance. It's a deep understanding of your own worth and a quiet strength that draws people to you. When you love yourself, you stop depending on external approval. You attract love because you give it to yourself first. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're already complete. And when you bring that energy into a relationship, it creates a foundation of mutual respect and admiration. If you want to be loved, truly loved, start with loving yourself. When you do, everything changes. And it's not just about self-love in moments of ease. It's about loving yourself through the tough times, showing up for yourself when the world feels heavy. When you love yourself in the hardest moments, that's when you become irresistible. 2. Guard your feelings early on. Let's talk about emotions for a second. It's so easy to get caught up in how you're feeling about her. Maybe you're excited, maybe you're already thinking about how much you like her, but here's where most men go wrong. They rush to share those emotions. They reveal too much, too soon. And believe it or not, it rarely has the effect you want. Instead of deepening the connection, it can make you come off as insecure or even needy. She might feel like you're emotionally dependent, not someone she can admire or grow with. What you need to understand is that emotional composure is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about giving her a chance to see your emotional depth over time. You're not opening up all at once like a book. You're revealing chapters when the connection calls for it. Don't rush this process. Guard your feelings early on. Show her you're someone who's confident in who you are, someone who doesn't need constant validation to feel good about himself. That's what keeps her intrigued. Because the moment you seem like you're seeking her approval, the dynamic changes. You become less mysterious, less captivating. But when you keep your emotional composure, you remain someone she wants to know more about. You remain someone who is not defined by his emotions, but by his strength to control them. So don't reveal everything in the beginning. Let her earn the right to see your vulnerability, but only when the time is right. 3. Make her feel jealous, in moderation. Let's talk about something that might sound a little counterintuitive: jealousy. Now, before you dismiss this idea, hear me out. I'm not talking about playing games or trying to manipulate her emotions. I'm talking about the subtle art of using jealousy strategically and in moderation. When done the right way, jealousy can actually increase attraction. Here's how. By letting her see that other people find you attractive, you remind her of your value. She starts to see you as someone who's not just available for anyone, but someone worth vying for. It doesn't have to be in your face or dramatic. Just a small signal that you have options, that you're the kind of man others notice. And here's the thing. When she sees that, she begins to wonder if she's the one who will lose out. That thought alone makes her want to get closer, to stake her claim. But, and this is where most people get it wrong, the key is moderation. If it feels forced or manipulative, if you overdo it, you risk losing her completely. That's why the timing and delivery are so important. It should never feel like you're trying to make her jealous for the sake of it. It should feel natural. Maybe you mention an interesting conversation you had with someone at work, or casually mention a compliment you received while out. It's enough to spark a small feeling in her, a reminder that you're valuable, and there's competition for your attention. The best time to use this tactic is when you've already made that connection, but before things get too serious. When the bond is still forming and the emotional stakes are high, but nothing is locked down yet. This is when she's evaluating whether she wants to go deeper with you, and the little hint of jealousy can trigger a stronger desire to keep you close. You'll see the difference. Her attention will sharpen, her interest will deepen, and she'll feel more invested in keeping you around. But remember, the goal here isn't to manipulate. It's to remind her that you're someone who deserves to be chosen. And when done right, this strategy can make her want you more than she ever has before. If you're finding this content valuable so far, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Not only does it encourage me to create more powerful insights like this, but it also helps the platform recognize that this information is worth sharing with others. Your support truly makes a difference. 4. Leave conversations unfinished. Here's a secret that not many people talk about. One of the most powerful tools to keep her thinking about you is leaving a conversation unfinished. Now, this isn't about abruptly cutting things off or being rude. It's about leaving her with something unresolved, something intriguing. You see, when you end a conversation on a high note, whether it's with a compelling thought, a meaningful pause, or even an open-ended question, you plant a seed in her mind that will keep growing long after you've walked away. Picture this. You're talking, and the conversation is flowing smoothly. But instead of wrapping it up neatly, you pause at just the right moment. You leave something unsaid, something that makes her wonder. It could be an unfinished story, a question you didn't fully answer, or an insight you almost shared. In that moment, you don't give her the full picture. And that's what keeps her engaged. She'll think about it, replay it in her head, and wonder what you meant. And as time passes, that feeling of curiosity doesn't just fade, it intensifies. The next time you see her, you won't be starting from scratch. You'll pick up right where you left off. And trust me, she'll be more eager than ever to continue where you left off. 5. Embrace spontaneity. Think about the most exciting moments you've ever had. The ones that made you feel alive, that left you with a sense of thrill and adventure. Now, imagine being the man who can bring that same excitement into her life. Spontaneity isn't just about doing something random. It's about creating those unforgettable moments that keep her on her toes, eager for more. You don't need a plan or a script. It's all about embracing the unexpected. For example, you're on a date, everything is going well, and then, boom, you suggest something completely out of the blue. Maybe you take her to a place she's never been before. Or you suggest doing something spontaneous and fun, like a last-minute road trip, or even dancing in the middle of the street to a song only you two can hear. Those moments are priceless. It's that unpredictability, that break from the ordinary, that makes her see you as someone exciting. It's someone who knows how to keep life interesting. Women love men who know how to throw away the rigid schedules and expectations and embrace the present. It's the small surprises, the laughs, the little moments that make her smile, that keep her drawn to you. And here's the best part. Spontaneity works like a magnet. When you keep her guessing, she starts to crave that sense of adventure with you. It's no longer just about a date, it's about the experience. When you can bring that thrill, it pulls her in, emotionally and mentally. It creates a connection that's based on excitement, not routine. So next time you're with her, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. If the moment calls for something unexpected, embrace it. Let go of the plan, do something bold, and watch as she becomes even more captivated by your ability to turn any moment into an adventure. 6. Leave the next meeting up in the air. Here's a trap many men fall into without even realizing it. Rushing to lock in the next date before the current one has even wrapped up. You might think it's a good way to show her you're interested, but in reality, it can have the opposite effect. When you make the next date feel like a done deal right away, it often comes across as eager or even desperate. But here's the truth. By keeping things open-ended, you're doing something far more powerful. You're creating space. Instead of giving her certainty about when she'll see you next, you leave it up in the air. And that's exactly what sparks curiosity. When you don't immediately lock in the next meeting, you're showing that your time is valuable and that you have other things going on in your life. She doesn't know exactly when you'll see each other again, and that mystery makes her think about you even more. This tactic isn't about being unavailable or playing hard to get. It's about maintaining that magnetic aura of a high-value man who has a life beyond her, someone who isn't defined by his next interaction with her. By not confirming the next step immediately, you leave her with a feeling of wanting more, not knowing when or if it will come. Key is that sense of anticipation. It keeps her thinking about you long after you've parted ways. When you're a man who leaves things up in the air, you're giving her something she craves. The chase. And that makes her eager to see you again because she can't predict your next move. You're not just another guy she's casually dating. You're the one who has her wondering when and if you'll reach out again. 7. Cultivate a positive, optimistic outlook. Now, let's talk about something that sounds simple, but is more powerful than you might realize. Positivity. But don't mistake it for just smiling or being optimistic when things are going well. A truly positive mindset is about more than just the good times. It's about how you show up when life tests you. When things get tough, the ability to stay composed, calm, and hopeful is attractive. Think about it. Women are drawn to men who can remain unshaken when the world around them is in chaos. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about having the strength to face challenges with an unwavering belief that things will get better. That's the kind of energy that draws her in. When you embrace life's ups and downs with optimism, she sees you as someone who can handle anything, and that's the kind of man who stands out. So how do you do this? It's all about choosing to focus on solutions, not problems, and finding opportunities even in adversity. When you start approaching life with that mindset, others will be drawn to your calm, confident energy. And most importantly, she'll see you as someone who's not just surviving, but thriving. 8. Speak from passion. Passion isn't just something you feel. It's something you exude. Imagine for a moment that you're talking about something you absolutely love. It could be your career, a hobby, or a vision for the future. The moment you start speaking about it, you can feel the energy shift. You're not just saying words, you're bringing them to life. Your eyes light up, your voice picks up in intensity, and suddenly, everything around you seems to fade away. That's the power of passion. It's contagious. When you speak from a place of deep enthusiasm, you're not just sharing information. You're sharing your soul, your vision, your drive. Women can sense it, and it pulls them in. They want to know more, they want to understand what makes you tick, and more importantly, they want to be a part of that fire that burns inside you. But here's where most men go wrong. They only talk about things that don't really matter to them. They talk about surface-level topics or try to fit into what they think she wants to hear. That's not passion. That's just noise. When you speak about what you love, whether it's your goals, your hobbies, or your deep beliefs, it shows you're a man who has a purpose, someone who's driven by something greater than just the moment. And let's be real, that's magnetic. When she sees you living with that kind of intensity, when she sees you so engaged in your own life, she'll realize she wants to be a part of it. Not just because you're giving her attention, but because you're living your life in a way that's impossible to ignore. You become someone she wants to invest in, because she sees you are already fully invested in yourself. 9. Be honest with your personality. Imagine being in a room, surrounded by people, and yet all eyes are on you. Not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you're simply being yourself. That's the power of authenticity. When you stop pretending, when you stop trying to fit into a mold, you become magnetic. Women aren't drawn to a version of you that's just for show. They're drawn to the real you. The man who's confident enough to be transparent, to show up as he truly is. This level of honesty doesn't just create attraction, it creates a deeper, unshakable connection. And that connection? It's built on trust. And trust is the foundation of everything meaningful. All right, let's recap. We've covered 9 proven ways to become the man who's inevitably loved. It starts with building unshakable self-love, because if you don't value yourself, she won't either. Then, embrace spontaneity. It keeps her intrigued and excited. Speak with passion and purpose. Your words should ignite something inside her. Always stay positive, because positivity attracts and a good mood is contagious. Leave her wanting more. Never reveal everything at once. Always keep her guessing. And above all, be your authentic self. Authenticity is magnetic and irreplaceable. These aren't just tricks, they're timeless principles that, when applied, elevate your relationships to a level that's built to last. You'll be the kind of man she's proud to have by her side. If this video resonated with you, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment below. Which tip are you going to apply first? And if you want more powerful Stoic strategies that will make you the man every woman desires, make sure you check out our other videos. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.